Well, they say that you will spend 6 seconds of your life to make all the decisions that you need to have about me. I find that so fascinating. I'm not going to stop saying it because one of these days I'm actually going to figure out how in the world can you make a decision about me, knowing everything about me, in 6 seconds. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So speaking of crazy, I'm coming to you, bringing the StreamYard wow. There's only one reason why I'm here, just so that you guys understand. There's only one reason that I'm here, is to encourage you to go down below, drop your little butts down below into the description, and grab the StreamYard link, the one that says StreamYard blardy blar upgrade. And you are going to go into the StreamYard, and you are going to purchase one of the plans. Once you do that, you're going to race back and let me know what your experiences are and what you think that you might be bringing to the world using StreamYard. Okay, so you can see by the title, and you know that a lot of times when I've come on and it's kind of like a breaking down of your heart, you know? And when we find ourselves being so riveted by a breaking down of a heart, it is so motivating. It's like everything. It's motivating. It's awe-inspiring. It's full of emotion. It's full of doubt. It's full of all the characters in life. It's full of the war between so many things that we all struggle with. The haves, the halfways, and the have-nots on their way to be halfways. Like, it is just such an epic happening that we are experiencing today and yesterday and tomorrow, from all accounts, from all that we can see and all the people, all the yip yap that's happening on YouTube. I'll get into Reddit in just a moment. All the yip yap, of course, on Discord. The yip yap probably in every single sort of forum known to man. Anyone that is interested in the market is talking. They're going to be staying up all night talking. They're going to be loving on their communities. You are going to be hearing just as much craziness as you normally would. And so we're going to start off with a little bit of, I had a question today about emotion. And I have spoken about emotion before. There are certain mottos that I live by that have to do with you making a decision to be a participant in the market, and the fact that you're actually bringing a decision and maybe not navigating through your emotion, not understanding the emotions that come inside of the trade. So number one, the trade will always find you out. Always and forevermore, the trade is going to find you out. It is probably the most efficient mole in your world. You will never meet a woman. You will never meet a boss. You will never meet a traffic officer. You will never come in contact with a craftsperson or a mechanic ever in your life that will unearth you more so, deeper so, crushingly so, exuberant so, as the market. It is a wild event of so many things, and it has a complexity in it that is unlike any sort of riding of a wild animal. Okay, and maybe if the market, the way that it is now, had been around in the days of Dances with Wolves, we might kind of understand, right? It would be much more a warrior-like. Well, guess what? What we're seeing today is the meeting of every sort of tight-knit, well-spoken, educated market participant up against a full-blown warrior, stake with the flag, running butt naked on a bronco to claim their right. Okay? And that is an emotion. When we so desperately want to claim our right. And we're not even got to the ego part yet. Imagine that. All of that high energy, that emotion that you do believe that in your heart that you are making the best decision because after all, right? You've seen the market. You know that you can open up an account. You know that you can decide, you can make a decision right now. Any decision whatsoever. Right now. So I think that we've all pretty much figured out, since the market has been kind of broken open, and most of us, if you want to study the market, it's not closed. If you want to go into the terms of service of any of the exchanges, these are not closed off to you. So that part of the garden has been open for several years for you to examine, for you to look at. And I'm here to tell you, no matter how many words you read, no matter how many forums you come into, no matter what your account looks like inside of your exchange, no matter how many people you've got together, you've got friends and you're part of a club and you're all of this, okay? When you make a decision to part with your money, something happens. And it is not always good. And one reason is that the market is not for everyone. And I want to kind of, in this fervor and this little bit of nuttiness that we have going on, for you to understand, first and foremost, no matter what you've done, you could have gone to school for this. Your mammy and pappy could have done this. Your uncle could have given you, you could have been gifted an entire portfolio. But when it really comes down to the truth of it, the market is not for everyone. Until today. Until today. I want you to think about that. So the emotion around this will be everything to you that are watching it. And you have to take note of what those things are. Awe, 10%. Awe, 20%. Awe, 1,700%. I've been in rooms where people, they won't even look, they don't want to talk unless there's 30%. Meaning they'll just shut down everything. They will shut down your conversation. They only want to talk about 30% gains or more. And so here we are. Guess what? You got your 30% gains. Now who are you? Who are you? So you've given up your money. And let's say that, yes, this is for you, right? It's all for you because all you see are gains. But what happened today with the one fellow, and I really want you to look at the emotion of this, the emotion of giving, is that he sold out of his position and he donated the money. Because sometimes what can happen in the greater wins is that you forget to give. So you know, one of the mottos that we hold true is that when you lose, you give, because it slows it all down. And it makes you understand what it means to put a bet on and lose it, and know that you live by that motto, that to lose, you give. When you lose, you give. When you win, you give. So part of the emotion in this is knowing what your plan is, right? So the money's working for you, right? You put your money in, everything is good. You are seeing the fruits of your labor, and let's say that there's labor in that money, because now it is the markets to do what they want to do with it, the they. But the they changed. It really is mind blowing when you can see a shift like this. But what's happened because of the shift, right? The market goes crazy. The headlines, it's all red, blood in the streets, red headlines. They are not giving you accolades. Oh my gosh, it's crushing for me to see that instead of some of the brilliant minds going, damn, look at this. What the hell? What the hell? There was all this energy building up, even though you could scan the short floats. Okay? A lot of us already know, and it's horrible. It's horrible to see companies that do everything that they can. They support their employees. They put out a decent product. They pay their debts. They have people that are in their retirement system. All of this stuff, right? And they're just wonderful U.S. companies doing their thing, and they were told to, have your IPO and have it be on the New York Stock Exchange and do all of that, and all that ever happened to you. And if you remember, when Bitcoin was put on the CME, and I put out my warnings about what this really is all about, and what happened. The short sellers are vicious. They are crafty. They are driven by something that, if on the counterpart of this, that you are taking things long because you love on the company, because you want to invest in the company, or you want to be a giver, right? You loan your money out. You loan your money out for a period of time because it's easy to get in, but it's not that easy to get out. It takes a brilliance to get out. It really does. Without emotion, it takes a lot of very kind of crafty smarts to go ahead and get out. And then, of course, do good with it. Like breathe in, breathe out, give it some room, right? The old, take a long walk, have a good cry, hug a tree, talk to a loved one, let the money breathe. And we're going to see tomorrow really what everyone is kind of made of here. So I want to welcome the chat. I suppose I should say welcome, huh? And I have my mic working, so I think we're pretty cool there. And I believe we've been live for about 13 minutes. Let me go ahead and welcome. And I don't want to ramble too much, but what may happen here is that I'm trying to discuss emotions in the trade, but also kind of be more animated about what's happening. And of course, I am not the best person, right? Because I'm not going to be using all these metaphors and like highly, kind of toxic, what I call the meth jumping around, the jumping bean kind of thing. I just kind of want to look, what are we looking at? Where do we go to look at it? And I will tell you kind of where I have been today. First thing is that, of course, I was on my TweetDeck, and I put the cash tag on my TweetDeck so that I could actually see things running through, see the speed of which things were moving. And of course, it always helps to just be on your normal Twitter. In this case, of course, you had to be over at Wall Street Bets and see what was happening to their sub counts. And now we know that the first slew of information that we got was a sub count of 600,000 subs were coming in. And, in the community, you're not called a sub, you're called a degenerate. Now there's 3.6 million degenerates over at the newly minted, but they were able to restore Wall Street Bets over on Reddit. So they've gone through a couple probably very interesting phone calls back and forth to bring back Wall Street Bets. They did say that they were experiencing technical difficulties based on unprecedented scale as a result of the newfound interest in Wall Street Bets. Now let me tell you, all of us have been over there at one time or another. So this newly minted interest in Wall Street Bets, I think that the underbelly of this has more to do with what can we do, right? Lockdown over a year. You may have been furloughed. You may have been able to realize that your parents really weren't all that shitty, and maybe they've given you a Christmas gift. Sometimes we'll see the market take an activity towards the Chinese New Year, for example, or end of month for the first month of the new year. Sometimes we will see this sort of thing, but of course we had the podium play, and there's uncertainty there, and even though I don't know who the shapers, I'm not going to say shakers, because I do think that these are shakers of a new way that we are looking at the market and how we participate in the market. And there have been some, incredible changes over the years. The entrance of Robinhood, discussions along the line of AI trading, and arriving at the perfect trade, and all sorts of very interesting things have happened to the market. And so I don't know how far or how deep I really want to dig as to how is this all birthed, but I thought what we could do is I will kind of scan a little bit through Wall Street Bets right now, and I will let me make sure that that's working good. Okay, we're good, I think. Okay, so this is the Wall Street Bets. They look like I don't know, I can't remember what their header was. I do believe the little emoji was there originally, but I don't know. But anyway, they have a header, and in the new category, the most interesting question is it gone or just under maintenance? So they want to know, where are we here? How in the world did you go down? Did you go private? And then you were able to just go ahead and come back up again with your same number of community members. So that's something that's going on. Then there's a video, move from concept to market faster with AWS and Rackspace. That kind of feels like a promotion, and it is, so that's a promoted ad. So someone immediately got in there and made sure that they got an ad to run. Scott Warner is the worst, and so is his blah blah book, Thoughts on AMC. Regardless of gains or even bigger gains, I feel like I've gained a family, someone says. How do I transfer my funds away from TD Ameritrade? Of course, we know that TD Ameritrade had some down detection today. We are not here to help you learn how to invest. That seems a rather typical one in most of the forums that start to get a lot of activity, that people want to come back and want to learn more now about what they can do with their money. So they'll probably have to spend a lot more time explaining to the subscribers that they are not a trading forum. I just want to say I love each and every one of you. Another ad for the CPE options. Aftermarket stock pricings, are they misleading? And then before everything went crazy, there was a lot of this. Hold the line, soldiers. Now let me say something here. Okay, hold the line, soldiers. Wow. I've heard things. We've all heard things. A lot of them is, move over, shut up, do what I tell you to, buy, 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 warnings about sovereigns and all of this sort of thing. But in a trading discussion group, to be instructed like I am a soldier, I'll just let you know, this is completely against a trader's true self. We do not like to be told what to do with our money. It's just a basic tenet. We do not like to be told. Some forums are fueled by it, because what they're doing in some part is that they are taking advantage of your weak emotion because you did not study before all this happened. So, the 5-minute rule with me. Who were you 5 minutes before this decision was made? Who were you? Who were you really 5 minutes before you got in, and then the first bit of action in the first hour, you were up 25%. Who were you? Not who are you, okay? Not to sound gruff, I do not care who you are right now. I want to know, who have you been preparing to be 5 minutes ago? Lay that out for me. Because the rubber band effect, you have to be who you really are all the time in the trade. Yes, you should be nimble. But whoever you were 5 minutes before all of this is the person that is going to reveal itself. So there's someone in the subreddit, who wants to kind of, prepare you as the soldiers, the horde, right? The war against the machine and all of this. I will tell you that this is not a trader's attitude. Like attitude, if you know what that means. When you have an attitude, when you have construction in your life, when you have comport and you have a constitution, you have a moral compass, you have a vision, and you've lived with it and breathed it for a very long time. For you. So I hope that you guys understand that when you're over there and you're seeing all of this sort of kind of this salivating, money has a very, very odd, it has an emotion too. So does the market. Market doesn't like uncertainty. Market doesn't like podium plays. Market doesn't like handcuff plays. Market doesn't like, see-through yoga pants. Market doesn't like hearing about a CEO who has cheated on their wife, hurt their families. The market has feelings, the market has emotions based on probability, right? Based on projection. It's an if this, then, and that. So this has happened, right? If this happens, if the Reddit horde or the meme culture or the new meme marketplace comes to town, then this happens. So we're looking at the result tonight, right? Then this happens. But it's if this, then that. Okay? Where is the that? How in the world are you going to compromise yourself? Because you won't, because there's a lot of ego in this. So that means that now you have to truly invest not only the money, but you have to go out and buy these products. You have to go to their board meetings, because by the way, in the market, in case you did not know, you are now a shareholder. You got that part, right? You are now responsible and supposed to be a responsible shareholder. That's reading the prospectus. That's being invited into the earnings calls. That's being invited and answering the questions if you are so called to answer them. If you are a major shareholder, you may be asked certain other kinds of questions. You know, the who are you in this? All sorts of things. So it is completely different than any other market, certainly completely different than the shorts. So just know that, like, you know that it's a meme of itself, and what can I say? But it, especially a brick and mortar, or, you know, there are real people behind this. So know the people. I'll go through some of those rules with you tonight if you want me to, but I'm not really too sure of how long I should stay on. I've been on for 25 minutes. I will gently remind you, however, that Bitcoin has been such a charmer during all of this at 30,612, up 0.59%, I think it is. Just staying within this range that I have. Maybe I'll open up my tab so you guys can see it, but I put pictures out on Twitter, so you should be able to see from there. So, a real charmer and a champ. You can go over to any of the sites or your own trading platform to see how the numbers are working out. I also, on Twitter, I laid out some ideas for you guys on scanning the short floats, over 20% short floats, a list of names that are $10 and above, and a list of names that are $10 and below. And so more than likely, Wall Street Bets, if you were to look at these names, there's probably going to be some sort of a call out to take a look at these. So what Nokia was on the deck, AMC, I did see that Kodak was there. So I do have to maybe go through the Reddit to get a clearer understanding of the names that are being considered. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot too, over at the Wall Street Bets, there's not to be any crypto discussions whatsoever. So I have been so informed about that, okay? I'm not a member of your subreddit, just so that you know. All right, let me keep going down here. Let's see. The bond is too strong. That's right, BlackBerry. And who else? Let's see. Yeah. Ooh. Someone has a votable upvote to ban all mention of BB, AMC, Nokia, NKD, and all the other trash distractions from 1 day old accounts. Oof. Wow. Okay, so we have BB, AMC, Nokia, and NKD. Also, they're also discussing about the Discord Reddit downtime has shown how important it is that we have a backup plan. Yes. Okay. Someone's put a personal post in. The dip, of course, that came in when the Discord banned their server. Be interesting to see if they're going to relent on that and bring the server back up. All right, let me go ahead and get rid of, I'm going to go ahead and X out of there so that I've got a little bit more room here. Okay. Okay, so as a gentle reminder of really why you're here visiting me at StreamYard, wow, it is to encourage you and for me to use my, intoxicating technique to get you your butt down into the description. Grab the link. It'll say StreamYard.com blah blah equals upgrade. And that is my affiliate link. And when you go over there, you are going to pick a plan that suits you. And once you do that, you come on back and connect with me, because I cannot wait to see what you are up to and how you plan on using StreamYard, so that I can stay connected to you, which is a very kind of rare thing that affiliate marketers for some reason never really want to have a relationship with their customers, because you're not really customers anyway. But that's why we're all here, just so that you know, okay? Clearly, I am not the one to entertain you, especially on this topic. Let me see, what else can I say about these kinds of things in your life? Ooh. Wow. Okay, check this out, my people. Check this out. The guy that invented the Secret Santa for Reddit, who eventually got fired, the Secret Santa of Reddit got fired from Reddit. CNBC has contacted him. They want him to come onto the show and talk about Reddit and the stocks, but because it's at 8:30 in the morning, it's too early for him. CNBC, and he calls it stonks. CNBC, I'll put it in the chat. Oh my gosh, that is funny. Funny. All right, where am I? There we go. Look at that. Crazy. That's just nutty. That is very cute. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm trying to close out some of these windows here. Okay, that just happened 11 minutes ago, actually. CNBC wants me to talk on the air. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Nutty. All right, well, I know that Portnoy, he had a lot of things to say today. Dave Portnoy. He does most, I think today he went on camera for the most part, but he put out a few videos today, so you might want to follow through on Dave Portnoy. An hour ago, he called an emergency press conference, and the suits shut down at Wall Street Bets, etc., etc. My prediction tomorrow, it will be intergalactic for AMC, GME, and Nokia. So that's what he's calling. He's not a financial advisor, so don't listen to him. That's David or Dave Portnoy, Portnoy, is your friend over there. And that is what he had to say. And then let's go for quite a few people, actually. I should have, yeah, I mean, if you look up GME, he's the number one video happening on Twitter. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So let's take a look. Oh, I didn't know that there was chart chat GameStop on YouTube. Huh. Let's see. Oh man. Okay, so let's look up the Naked Brand group. Oh man, funny. So definitely the NAKD, Naked Brand. So Naked Brand, just so that you guys know. I just have to giggle at this because it's just like, oh my gosh, they're going to start picking names that are, oh man. Okay. Just so that you know, okay, it wasn't that long ago when headlines were like this. Naked Brand Group announces transformative business restructuring plan focused exclusively on accelerating existing e-commerce platforms. So just so that you know, like a headline like this, you're just never supposed to read this story, okay? Holly, you're never going to read this story. Ever. It's from Access Wire. Building a dominant e-commerce leader focused on the intimate apparel market. Leveraging growth and synergies through mergers and acquisitions and investing in existing fast-growing e-commerce operations. I mean, you guys understand this, right? This is just crazy. The NASDAQ NAKD. Divesting unprofitable brick-and-mortar operations through the sale of Bendon subsidiary to deliver a strong balance sheet and access to capital markets to execute e-commerce growth strategy. And when you look at the stock today, just so that you know, okay, like a lot of fancy words, right? Like super fancy words. Try and catch up, right? You have to look at all those words. They were up 252. That's 252%. And they trade in after hours, okay, which is funny. They trade, the trade was $1.38. It's now $2.22. They're up an additional 60%, almost 61% in after hours. That's a Naked Group. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know. I guess I'm laughing and I should try and explain. One of my processes is that we do a lot of reading. So you find a name you're interested in, and then you go into your reading mode. You read five articles that have been published about the name today. Then you read another 5 articles that go back 6 months. And then you read 5 articles that go way back into the history of the company. Okay? So that's 15 articles for each name that you own. Now you can see that every day you don't have to go back the full 5 years because you kind of have an idea, and you don't have to go back the full 6 months unless you didn't really finish all 5 of the articles, but you do have to read 5 articles a day, right? A day. So I'm sure all these numbers aren't going to mean anything right there. So you can see that Naked, of course, they have very posh, and these words and now those words, and let's make sure that you really never understand the company because and because. Well, guess what? They just got woke. Naked. Tomorrow morning is going to be woke. They are now extremely overvalued. Did you hear me? They are extremely overvalued. 19 days ago, an analyst wrote a headline that read, "There's still no reason to invest in naked brands." So we now know that the horde is going through every kind of sort of headline, right? Looking for all of the pejoratives, looking for all of the demands, we're going to tell you how it is, and this is how it's going to be, and whatever you do, don't come over, don't look, because you'll never understand, and it's too complicated. And of course, every business that wants to take, or what I say, dig into your pocket, doesn't want you to understand. Right? That's part of the cleverness of taking your money, is that at some point you'll realize that you will never know as much as they do until you learn how to take. Right? So it's the difference between being a maker and a taker. A maker and a taker. Big difference between. But yeah, 19 days ago, they just, no. Do not look at us. It was probably trading like for 92 cents or something. Whatever you do, don't look at us, okay? Please don't. Because there's nothing here. I mean, yeah, we sell t-shirts and shit, but there's but there's nothing over here for you to look at. Please don't do that. And I crack up all of the AI, all of the trending words, the hashtags, and the construction of the headlines and what's being shared. All of that is just going to be completely shattered wide open. Oh my gosh. Naked. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. So we'll keep, let's see. Let me go to people, then let me go to latest. And then let's see what we're going to do. I'm sure this is going to be full of ads. The Join Robinhood ads are going to be crazy tomorrow. Okay, someone writes, I also see a lot of holders in GME, AMC, Nokia, and BB, etc., saying they hedge funds and such prompted the after-hour selling, not bothering to realize how many hot money investors, 20 to 40-year-old Robinhood users, are most likely set to sell as soon as these wild inflows stop. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to close that down, and then I'm going to just take a little bit of a rest and a breather and see if there are any questions. I know that I was talking a little bit about emotions. That's all I'm going to do. I'll listen to it back again, and I'm coming to you without notes tonight. Most of the day I was reviewing some recordings, a couple of recordings on YouTube. One was like a 5-hour recording that I wanted to kind of take some notes on. So my mind was not really on answering the question, but it came through from a dear friend and who thought that the listener might benefit from hearing what I had to say about the emotions and what a trader goes through and what they need to go through, and the amount of discovery, right? That when you talk about personal development, there's no development. You're not personally developing. You were personally developed at 8. So it's not about personal development. It's always about personal discovery. Because once you discover something and you see it, right, the stake in the ground and you hit bedrock, right, and then it has a name on it, stubbornness, propensity to gamble, you're just kind of a bad sort, you're a poor loser, you repel money, all sorts of things, right? So it's really about personal discovery. Now, if you can get a little bit of a heads up and not have the market teach you everything about yourself, that's probably a good place to be in. You know? It's probably good to stand with your feet apart, right underneath your shoulders, and lift one leg. And stay there for 8 minutes. And be quiet with yourself. And feel your core rock. And your shoulders move back and forth. And begin to understand what it's like to lose your balance. And really listen to how your mind is dealing with losing your balance. There used to be this board that we all, as young skiers, we all had, and it had a big barrel in the center, and then this curved out notch, and a board, almost like a snowboard would be. And we would be required to do this for hours while we were reading. And I've often thought, I need to find out. I know that they're out there. They're probably made of carbon. Carbon fiber now, but in the day it used to just be made out of wood. It was a solid block of wood that was like a rounded block of wood with this gouge out of the center, and then this board that would rock on top of it. So without having something like that, I want you to really be still with yourself and know yourself. And that's one of the easiest exercises that you can do in order to establish. Now, of course, you can learn these things from yoga instructors. You can learn these things from anyone that's a trainer, right? That they will discover. Sometimes they'll go to your strength first. How long, what kind of pressure can you put up against someone else? Are your muscles able to take the stress? All of these sort of things. So really lean very deeply into knowing yourself. And then when you feel rather confident that you've done some personal discovery, and then you realize that the journey of a trader is all about the market finding out who you are. And you can run, but the market will find out who you are. You can hide, crawl up in a ball, try again, be all that, overlook your wins, not give when you lose, but the market will find you out and call you out. That's why the victory, and one of the things about being a trader, and you'll hear this a lot in some of the more immature forums, how come she only talks about her wins? Right? There is a tenet that you go through the most heart-wrenching things to help someone else. You do not go through the heart-wrenching things and cry pity or poverty until you can tell the story of how you helped someone else discover their prosperity. And a lot of forums, we hear a lot, I lost everything, I'm nothing, I need your help. The private DMs start coming and begging you for money and this sort of thing, okay? That is not a trader. That is someone that was unhinged before the trade, probably when they got their driver's license, they had their first kiss, These are unhinged human beings. Why I said that the trade is not for everyone, because it's really hard to be alone with your decisions. Most of things in life, these are shared decisions. You're not making all of these decisions on your own. They're shared. But money is weird. No matter how hard I try to make it be half and half, you can't do that. You can't cut a dollar bill and have it be of the same value divided in half. Isn't that crazy? You just can't. So, let's see if there's any questions at all, like anything at all coming into the chat. If you guys wanted to say hello at all, I'm right here. And I don't know why, it's kind of strange. Let me do a little test on the chat, I guess. Let me go on over to YouTube, take out my Twitter, and I'll take a little bit of a rest myself, and if there are questions, that would be great. If not, I understand. Let's see what we've got. Oh boy. I'm wondering, can I X out of my studio? I'm going to try and lighten the load a little bit here. X out of my studio and see. I think I can. Sorry for the feedback if there's any. Okay. Try to get it on mute as soon as I can. That's just the feedback coming in. Okay, so there's not a thing, which is fine. No need to rush. We've been on for 52 minutes. I think what we'll do is we'll probably close it up at the top of the hour, you know, at and change my settings to 1080. Okay. Okay. Well, it's been super fun. I want to say thank you very much for jumping over onto StreamYard Wow with BeautyBubble, the Wall Street emotions and headlines. There will probably be more. I'm on a 60-day every day for 15 minutes or more, so you can look forward to me discussing more of what's going on. And let me see. I don't think that there's really too much more that I can share because, well, I'm just not really that funny. I mean, I think things are very funny, but I'm not very funny. If you'd like to thumbs up the stream, please do. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button if that is your sort of thing. It sends out this delightful message to YouTube that you care and are watching my content. And as I said, the only reason that I'm really here is for you to get your butt down to the affiliate link that reads StreamYard.com blah equals upgrade and get involved with StreamYard. And if you know me at all for picking unicorns, I am the ultimate unicorn hunter. You can go ahead and look up StreamYard and take a look at the headlines. And they are the only affiliate that I ever decided that I would actually apply for. For those of you that have known me, I forewent all of the Bitcoin exchanges to become an affiliate, which I was asked to be one. Did not want to be one. I did not want to have my money smushed up with your money. Just didn't seem right to me. And I'm glad that I made that decision. But I did wait until I found a company that I thought was kind of worthy of my attention. And when they opened up their affiliate link, I kind of waited for a little bit. And then I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and become an affiliate. And I'm having a very good time watching their growth, and obviously everyone would be very inspired by their story. We do have a question: alone with your decisions, truest statement ever. Yeah, that's, I think that, I mean, it's one of the things, right? When you begin to know yourself, you'll have your own ideas and your own, constitution. And so I'm just, in a way, I'm just sharing with you my own personal discovery, right? That's just, I cannot say that I'm any more evolved or developed, that I have even, met Jesus in my journey. So it's always there, and it's not as scary as it might sound, but it's more true than it is scary. Like, you shouldn't be that afraid of it, but it can also be very elevating once you kind of know that, and then obviously you can't be unkind with others because you know that either. And you'll see this a lot in traders, that they have this kind of very lone wolf attitude about a lot of things. And sometimes it's because when they lose, they don't give. Because obviously if you were doing that, then you would be out in the world and your heart would be lifted up. Your heart would always be open. And when you live that life, then so many more things become more clear, right? But of course, a lot of times it becomes a very insulated, almost abusive. You begin to abuse yourself, and those kinds of things can happen. So this is why the trader's life, I think a lot of people misunderstand what it means, and this is why they come up with all of these crazy ideas that, the market is just a big gamble, and you're foolish, and if you are buying American, you are buying American. If you go into the market and you are involved in commerce and the marketplace and you are a participant in the market, it is furthest away from that. This is what I believe anyway. So, but this is probably why people have these kinds of reactions. What they're really saying is that I don't like who you are as a trader. And they've come across people that they just don't like. And it's because those traders probably have not done the vocation well, because, all of this is very much a struggle to persevere and be, when they say be profitable, right? Be a prophet. Be a prophet in your profit if you can. So, yeah, it's got all that kind of stuff going on. all of it going on. Well, I want to say thank you. I was encouraged. Of course, I would have gone live anyway, but only for the 15 minutes or so. But last night I was encouraged. Tonight I've been encouraged. As always, right, there's greatness and goodness in each and every one of us. And how much I appreciate you is beyond measure. And when you are in your prime, I will be in my dust. And maybe just down the road somewhere when you're walking down a boulevard and you'll, I don't know, trip over a daffodil bulb. That you'll go, you know, when Beauty said that was really crazy. And if that was to be, then, you know, basically everything that I have seen and done will just bring my spirit so much joy. And I really do care about you so much. And I would love it, of course, if it would be that I had no hesitation to come live and speak freely. People ask me and to do more of this, and you know, I'm still in a mindset that maybe it didn't really matter that much, and because I know that touching one meant that I could have touched 100 and 1,000 and 10,000. You know, if you can touch one, and if I'm to go against kind of the motto, which is that, oh, if only one person. No, I know that I can help one person. I know that, and that one person knows that I can help one person. But can I do it with 10 or 100, 1,000, 10,000? Like, is that even possible? And that has been thwarted and cut down and just, you know, so it makes it a little harder for me to, you know, hit the button. But I've always really enjoyed it. There's never been a time when I've regretted ever coming on and speaking the peace through the prophet, really and truly. So thank you guys so much. I hope to see you tomorrow. And this has been StreamYard Wow with BeautyBubble here, bringing you Wall Street emotions and headlines. We've been on for 61 minutes, and I will see everyone later. Bye-bye now.